back out there and kind of getting your legs into you again?
Yeah, it felt good. I think we came out strong defensively there in the first half, and then second half kind of slowed down. But that's a lot to do with our conditioning. Getting the rust off the wheels. I thought everybody did a good job of competing though and trying to play defense. Guarding their man. But it's just a good first win for us as a team.
What was the offseason like for you? I mean, you contemplated going to the draft and then came back. Like, what was it like kind of getting ready for this season?
Yeah, it was different than all my seasons before. Going through the pre-draft process, doing all those workouts, everything like that. But I got feedback and came back here to the school, and I'm working on them things that they wanted to see changes, and also working on what I need to do to help this team, for us to be our best.
What is it like working with a new point guard way and just learning, developing, we throw around the word chemistry all the time, but like developing that timing where it's just different when you had Jackson for 2 and 3 years versus somebody for a month?
Yeah, it's a little different. Way has like a really high IQ of, driving when to hit people. Some of the passes he made today, were great. The lob to me, the pass to Zeke when he dropped, 2 people, kind of behind the back or behind the head. He's a really good point guard, and I think with him and Jackson on the floor, kind of would be a deadly combo. Just having those 2 guys being able to come off ball screens, both can shoot. Coming off the ball screen, making plays for each other there. Not just only plays for the bigs, but Way is definitely someone that's really fun to play with. Kind of since he's been here, his English has gotten a lot better, so we're able to communicate, a little bit more. But he's always understanding, always asking questions, and it's good for him.
What is that communication like? Like, is there just like a set amount of things that you guys know, that he has a handle on, and you stick to that, or like what is it like on the court when you guys talk?
I mean, he understands like a lot of the stuff we say. Being able to like point and stuff like that, being able to use our hands. But I mean, everything that we say on the court, he really understands. When we say 5 passes, move the ball, like he understands what that means. Ball screens, when we're yelling go under, everything like that, he understands all the stuff. But I think there's little things that we'll watch the film and go back to practice and stuff like that and be able to work on, and being able to show him on film what we need to do helps a lot.
What impressed you most defensively with just the activity? I think 10 steals, 6 block shots. Seems like you guys are pretty active.
Yeah, I think we have a couple of good long defenders. With KJ, he had a lot of deflections. Dev had a couple of deflections. Long wing, being able to defend, and then in the paint, Sean had a couple good wall up blocks. Zeke, me, we got a lot of big inside guys that can protect the paint and wall up.
Going back to Sean, what's it been like playing with Sean? I mean, he's a super active player, and he complements you very well. Like, how have you liked playing with him?
Yeah, I've enjoyed playing with him a lot. He's a different 5. He can shoot the midi. He has a very quick first step. Being able to attack to the basket and stuff like that. And for him, I think it's just being able to take a little bit more time to get his feet under him and get to his spots that he wants on the floor. And defensively, he can switch 1 through 5, great on his feet. So it's been super fun to play with him.
What do you think of just the depth in the post in general?
Yeah, I think we have a lot. We can post up our bigger wings like Dez and Dev. We can post up me, KJ, Sean, and Big E down there in the paint. So, being able to establish our game inside out is going to be a big thing for us, this year.
You had some years in your career where either you were coming off of injury or whatever, where it seemed like it was like, let's see if Nate can prove it this year. Having done that last year and played at the level that you did, like how fun is it to come out from the start of the year and just being like, I know I can dominate guys?
Yeah, it's fun, but ultimately, it's what I got to do to help the team win. I know there's going to be games where I don't got it going and other guys are going to have it going, and being able to make plays for them. But always being a defensive presence in the paint. Whether there's guys driving and attacking, trying to get to the rim, or bigs trying to get to work in the post. But I know there's always something for me to do in the game.